So this is how we started 2 new businesses within the last 12 months and how we scaled 2 other businesses over the last 90 days. Hey, my name is Taylor Robbins.
And I'm a weirdo.
No, actually, I help scale businesses and impact people along the way. I do these videos to help you in business so that you can also enjoy the journey more than you enjoy the destination. So let's talk about these 2 businesses that we started over the last 12 months and just how we did it. One was actually a new offer in an existing business. So we have a coaching business, a live and free consulting, and we had scaled that up to like $500,000 a month in top line revenue and sales. It just essentially started breaking. This was during iOS updates. Thanks a lot, Apple. Remember that time everyone got money because of COVID? So we had a huge increase in sales actually the months right after COVID happened. Am I even allowed to say COVID? I don't even know. Crap, YouTube just banned my video. Dang it! No! The months after COVID, we were actually in a really good spot. But then after everyone spent all the money that the government gave them, that also started to have a shift in the economy and our sales were going down. And so our acquisition cost went from like $400 a customer up to $1,800 a customer. And it was a $2,000 product. So all that to say, we had to pivot. We had built up to a 45-person team. So we had all this operational cost. We had to make a change. And so we actually had to shut that offer, that business down. Now we were able to keep the business running because we launched a whole new offer. And essentially what we did is we went from servicing clients, coaching them into a business opportunity and helping equip people to start their own coaching business. So the framework to launch a business that you guys can take from this, first developing what is the minimal viable offer. So you got to start with a minimal viable offer that you're going to bring to the market. Then you build and service the product, the offer, and deliver it as you're getting paid. So it's like, I didn't really have all of the kinks and details worked out. I knew briefly what I wanted to offer, but we're really gonna tool it and package it as we deliver it to the clients, because now we're also getting paid to put all of that together, and we get to do it in real time based on the real-time feedback from the clients and what they want. Then you have to have a feedback mechanism. So you have to have a way now then, okay, as you're packaging and tooling all of that for the client, how are you gonna get the feedback from them to then know how to optimize and recalibrate the offer from there? Which leads us into how do you reorient to optimize that offer. Now, when you're reorienting, what I mean is the offer. So you got to reorient the offer based on the feedback. You've got to reorient the marketing based on the offer that was based on the feedback. And you got to reorient the sales, and you got to reorient the service. And so those 4 key buckets of offer, marketing, sales, service, that gets optimized over time. And so you continue to repeat that. And so essentially, we launched to an existing email list and we collected $550,000 in the first month. And we had just a minimal viable product, but we actually developed the content and the curriculum based on working hands-on with those clients at that time. And that led into a more productized version of the content. And then that went into version 3 and then went into version 4. And literally last week we did, I think it was version 4 of the content itself. And it's so good now because it's gotten so much feedback from clients, because now we've had 700 clients go through this program that we've really learned from top to bottom what is the ideal offer and package of that offer, what is the ideal marketing and way to promote it, what's the ideal sales process that is going to optimize conversions from that marketing and from those leads, what's the ideal way to service it and deliver value so that we have happy clients with great results who continue to buy from us. And that's really how you want to start a business in 2023. And that's what we did with that business. And we literally did the same thing with Sales Machine, our new business. We came up first with the minimal viable product, which we thought we were going to do fractional sales management. And so we would come in with SMB. They can't afford a VP of sales. And they don't have the revenue to support that, but they need to scale and grow. So they need more salespeople. So we would come in And we would do the talent, the talent acquisition. We would do the onboarding and the ongoing training. So we'd be like a vendor that's like a fractional sales manager on behalf of that business. That's what we thought we wanted to do. Well, we got our first 4 clients, our 4 businesses, but we kind of gave what they ended up needing. And what we realized is a company who's trying to scale, who wants more salespeople, that actually need help in the marketing and the lead generation as well. Who would have thought? So we had to actually come in and we had to help retool the entire marketing process in terms of ads and the creative, the funnel itself, how the different layers and levels of qualification and friction we would supply, how we would enter those leads into the sales process, retool the sales process, and then assuming that that is profitable and working, then we start bringing on salespeople and training those salespeople and getting them installed. And so it really ended up being not fractional sales managers the primary thing that companies like this are needing. They actually need a client acquisition system. And so that now has given us the feedback that we need to know that the package, the offer that we initially are going to provide now is going to be a client acquisition system, an end-to-end system that predictably and that's a hard word to say. That predictably and scalably increases more client acquisition. Now let's talk about how we've scaled other businesses that were not our own, that we came in and helped. So we've taken on several companies as clients in Sales Machine. And we looked at their marketing, sales, service, and everything. And the first thing that we had to look at again was the offer. So we helped repackage and retool the offer. So for example, one company we've been helping, they did e-commerce. They had their client base going down for a long time. Their revenues were going down. They thought they would maybe try and break into the solar lead gen industry and providing marketing agency services to solar companies. We did package that offer for them, even though they didn't have prior experience in it. We got some results, but it really wasn't amazing. And so we actually went back to the drawing board and we went back to their marketing services they provided for e-commerce. We repackaged that offer and realized that started to have a much better result. We then had to retool the marketing then for that offer. Look at the ad creative, look at the funnel, look at the video sales letter, look at those headlines, look at the way we were presenting this offer, and we slowly optimized that. Then we looked at the sales process and we actually realized we needed to go back into a 2-step close where we actually sold an audit, so a paid audit, and we closed from the paid audit. So we actually set it up where it's like a paid call type of funnel, setting call, closing on a paid call, an audit, and then closing the actual recurring revenue service from the paid audit. And that's where things got bananas, because it used to cost them $20,000 to get a new customer into their business. With this new process, it's only costing them $500 to get a new customer. But they're liquidating all that because the audit costs $500. So they have a system now in place that can bring in as many clients as they literally can fathom, except the new problem now is they need more people, they need to hire more people to actually fulfill all the clients that are coming in. After retooling the marketing, and then it's like we made sure the sales process was tight, we re-engineered that, retooled the script and the sales process. And then we have to provide data to these businesses to track all of these metrics, right? This is how we knew to pivot and test on different fronts in the marketing. This is how we knew how to pivot and test on the sales process. This is how we knew how to pivot and test on the offer and how we packaged it. It's because you're actually collecting data and you can make some data-driven decisions from there. We were able to 3x the revenue in one of these businesses. This guy was doing 35 grand a month top line in his coaching business for almost 2 years. And in the first month, we got him up to 60K, second month, 92K, and 90 days in, he's doing over 100 grand a month cash collected. And it's only gonna scale from there because we're just now starting to put salespeople into a sales team, which is gonna scale the revenue. And we haven't even built out the back end for this particular offer yet. So it's pretty nuts.
You wanna get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
Now that I've given you like the nuts and bolts and like what we did in the businesses, let me give you the framework that this is all based on, okay? There's really 3 ways that you can scale a business, especially a service-based business, but pretty much any business. You can do more transactions, right? Which is more customers. You can do more frequency of transactions, right? Which would be your customers buying more often, more times. Or the third is you can do more money per transaction, right? So you can increase the value and the prices of the stuff that you sell. Those are the 3. For the first one, like to have more customers that you sell, well, you got to have a mechanism that brings more customers then into the business. And so that's where lead gen and marketing and promotion is really, really important, because if you don't have a way to systematically and predictably bring more customers in, well, it's going to be really hard to scale your business. I've seen the back end of a business where the sales are not going great and there's good salespeople. It's because the leads suck. And it's because they ended up putting too much responsibility on a vendor or a media buyer. And the media buyers, they're like, I'm sending you guys leads. How come you're not closing the leads? And it's like, well, because your leads suck. Then I've also seen companies where the marketing is really solid and they're getting opportunities. Their sales process sucks. And they're triggering sales resistance, and they don't even know how to present the offer in a compelling way. And so they're losing all this money. So you have to have a sales process and a marketing system that really is unified and works together. It needs to be synergistic if you really want to maximize new customer acquisition. Coming to the second one, you really need to start to work on the product and a suite of other products. And when I say suite of other products, like products that are going to be ancillary and complementary to that core product and offer that you're giving. So, for example, our business model with Sales Machine is like we help crush it for a business at the beginning with client acquisition. We've already seen in multiple of the companies we've worked with, they're getting so many customers, they can't fulfill and do the service. So now it's like, well, how do we create operational efficiency in the business? And so we've got services on the back end of that to help our clients with how do you onboard these customers more efficiently, more effectively? How do you hire and bring on talent into your business, right? Because a lot of businesses, they realize they need external marketing to get clients, but they don't realize that they also need internal marketing to get team. And so if you don't have a funnel that is marketing, promoting the positions, and you don't have an interviewing process that predictably vets the talent to put the right person in the right seat, and you don't have the right onboarding process to onboard that person into the company, and then you don't have the right comp package, the right incentives, the right benchmarks to create a team journey, like a employee journey with your company, they're not going to stick around, and you're going to have high churn. So, it's like having these other services in your business that are going to be complementary and just, they make sense. You solve the first problem for your customer. We've created new problems. How can you create products to the new problems? And that's where you're going to create new transactions to the same customer. The other thing would be working on the product itself, because if you do have a recurring revenue model, then the service has to be really, really good. And if it's not, then you're going to have client churn. And so you're going to have less transactions per customer. And so that's where onboarding, the aspects of support, the time to value, how long does it take for a customer to get to their first point of value with you? There's so many different things that go into how to have good, healthy retention. But you have to be working on that stuff to have more transactions per customer. The last piece then is being able to increase your prices. And I find that really interesting because it's like, why in the world is a Gucci bag, right, that's leather and zippers, but it's Gucci, is $5,000, and then another bag that is honestly the same leather, the same zippers, doesn't have Gucci on it though, it's $500. Gucci has positioned itself as a brand, and with notoriety, that is just worth more. If all of their prices went down and they're like, you know what, we're gonna try and get more business, we're gonna bring our prices down to like $600 so we can sell more purses. Problem is, if they were to do that, the perception would be the quality went down. This is really important when it comes to pricing your service. Is the higher the price, the higher perceived quality that it is. Now, having the actual evidence behind that it is quality is going to help tremendously. But you just pricing yourself above what the rest of your market maybe is priced at, that's actually going to help you in the perception that the quality is better. The other thing is, you can keep the same prices, but you can decrease the amount of cost it is to fulfill, because then your bottom line, your earnings is going to go up in the business. So if you can find ways of efficiency operationally where you can deliver more at scale, like more group model, and not diminish the perceived value and the quality of the results that your clients get, well, even though you're charging the same amount, you're actually earning more because the cost of goods, the cost to fulfill is going to go down. Look, this is also why Tony Robbins can charge $250,000 per hour session with him. He has shown that he can get results. He has the perception of notoriety and fame. He also has scarcity, like he doesn't have that much time. And so he has a waiting list of one-on-one clients who pay $1 million a year for 4 sessions a year, once a quarter. People just know they're gonna get really high value from that. And he's been a coach for a long time and he has a track record of getting results. So you just working on the product and service and making it really good and going back to how do you start a business also comes back to how you scale it. And so if you're getting constant feedback from your paying clients, that helps reorient and optimize the offer, the marketing, and the sales. You're just gonna constantly be bolstering more and more growth in the business, and this is why a business always needs to be growing. If it's not growing, it's dying, right? Like a little flower with